What's up, everybody? Welcome to the No Scrubs Allowed podcast. Seal, how you doing, bud? Before we get started,
I'm doing great, man. We're recording on Willie Nelson's favorite holiday. It
yes,
used to be
sir.
one of my favorite holidays. Now, uh, it's the kickoff my birthday. Usually, now I'm about to be 31 years old. Woke up today. I didn't wake up with the baby. Baby girl did that. I'm not gonna go on here and lie, but I didn't even realize it was 4:20 for a minute after I woke up, and it's just another day to me. But it's still a day of woosah,
Right.
a day of chilling. It was slow at work, getting ready to celebrate my birthday. Uh, Probably going to do some tiki cruise. Was going to do paintball, but my friends suck, and none of them even watch this. They don't support me that way, so I can say it. Papa Joe's going to see this and laugh, but my friends suck, so we're not going to go play paintball. It'll probably be me and maybe girl going to the Pontiki cruise by ourselves. I'm fine with that.
That sounds
She's the
fun.
best.
Yeah.
Actually, got home from work last night. We had the baby for 3 days this week, and last night was our last night with him. So he came and got me from work, and I went to get the baby out. She's like, "Let me go upstairs real quick. Let me go upstairs real quick. Don't rush up there." And I went up there, and she had a little birthday banner for
I
me.
saw your picture.
Yeah. So
That's
this
dope.
carrot cake, dude. Um, I've talked about it on the podcast, and was really pissed off about people talking about this cake is literally the best carrot cake in the world. If anybody ever says anything about carrot cake, they say the icing is just too much for me.
Mm.
That's why the Publix bar is perfect because it's enough, bro. This icing is so light, but still so amazing. I'm scared to go in there and start eating pieces of it because I need to get a fat piece and say that's enough. If I start doing the little normal pieces of carrot cake, I might fuck up the whole thing because, dude, it is the best carrot cake I've ever had in my life. The
Nice.
cake part's amazing and the frosting is so light. I could fuck up the whole thing in one sitting,
That's
which nobody
awesome.
has ever said in their life about carrot cake.
I never say it about carrot cake. I can't even fuck up one piece. I can't even fuck up one bite of
Dude,
carrot
it's
cake.
too rich.
Oh,
This is so amazing.
nice. Well, as you guys, as Joe knows, the one listener that we were out last week. I had to get a whole bunch of dental shit done. I got 2 crowns, 2 fillings, and an
What?
extraction
What?
all in the same time. I was on the chair for 5.5 hours. It sucked. So I get home, I'm taking antibiotics and all that shit, and my face was just fucking patchy as shit. And I thought it was just like the dry wind, all that. I was like, damn, like it's windy, I'm dry, so I'm just lotioning up my face, all this crap. And then on Tuesdays when we record, right? No,
Wednesday.
Wednesdays. On Wednesday morning of last week, I was puffed up, looked
We
like I had chicken
played.
pox.
We played 2K on Tuesday,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Yo, you good, bro?" Like, yeah. This shit's kicking my ass.
Yeah, I thought it was
I'm
just
like
like my face and
dry
shit and
mouth
making
and
me
shit.
tired and dry mouth. I woke up puffed up, looked like I had chicken pox literally everywhere. The antibiotics got me, bro. So apparently I'm allergic to penicillin. Now we know.
Oh wow.
So yeah, now we know that shit. But I'm back. I'm healthy. My tooth still hurts. I just popped some pills before I came on here. Um,
Hey.
or my lack of tooth hurts, I guess. But we're here and it's still going. We're still grinding. I'm
Yeah,
off the
man, we did
antibiotics, so we're
miss a
happy.
little bit. I did have a shout out that I wanted to get to. WrestleMania
Mm.
was fucking amazing. I didn't watch it. I
You saw your
never
boy
watch it
Pat.
nowadays. Yeah, but that wasn't even it. Yeah, people were gonna be like, "Oh yeah, you do Pat McAfee." I did watch. He has his. We all know he has his own podcast.
He
So
did
he
work
had,
on there though.
bro. Yeah, he got a victory.
Yeah,
That's
but he
something
like
neither of
acted
us will
well. He
ever
did. He
get.
did it all
Yeah,
pretty
well,
well.
he's an announcer,
Yeah.
and Michael Cole, who we grew up with. I love Michael Cole as an announcer. He is one of my favorites of all time because he's one of those people. Everybody who's grown knows it's scripted for the most part. Some things are thrown in there and it's whimsical and all that shit. But we all know that for the most part, it's written. Michael Cole is the best person that can sit there and make a written script, make total
Sounds
nonsense,
surprising as
make
fuck.
believe,
Yeah.
surprising of fuck. He had no idea this was going to happen, and he scripted it for the last 3 days.
Yeah.
Like he's one of the best. and he said that this was one of his most exciting matchups to watch with Pat. And the video that Pat did for it, I got chills watching it. It was unbelievable. But Stone Cold coming out there, The Rock being there, and then the Jackass crew, Johnny Knoxville, Wee Man, Pontius fucking doing his little party boy. It was literally nostalgia, and we'll never see anything like this again. I don't think. I think this was the nod to the old 90s and early 2000s wrestling, and for us, Jackass, they brought out their last movie recently, and yeah, I wanted to talk about that, man, because we grew up on Jackass, we grew up on wrestling, we grew up on Stone Cold, we grew up on The Rock. We saw Vince McMahon in his heyday trying to act like he could be a wrestler with his son Shane, and them doing tag team matches, and then for him to call out one of my idols in podcasting, Pat, that was fucking awesome to watch, man, and that was a really great 2 days of wrestling. It was dope, and it's weird that they do that now, and it's awesome. I like it. I was there for it, but I don't think I'll ever be excited for another wrestling event because we're never going to see The Rock and Stone Cold out there at the same time. We're never going to see Stone Cold fucking, that was hilarious, try to get McMahon. But yeah, he stunned Pat, stunned McMahon, tried to stun McMahon. McMahon's knees weren't working. That was hilarious.
Stone Cold's knees don't work either, though.
Yeah, but you could see that this is probably the last hurrah, because every time he was stunning, he was running around the ring and laughing and shit.
Yeah.
And we never saw that from him. It was always intimidating. Fuck yeah. But he was smiling. He was enjoying it. And it was an exciting, fun time to watch. And we had UFC going on, and that shit didn't disappoint either. But still, at the same time, yeah, Cosmo did his thing. We figured it would happen, but he still had to beat Burns.
Yeah, and we called for Colby right after it, and of course Dana said right after it, that's probably what it's gonna be.
So I'm excited for that here in probably 4 months, 2 weeks. We have another UFC. So yeah, we missed a big show last week as far as stuff we don't normally talk about. But I mean, hey, I'm glad you're feeling better. You're looking good, bro. I didn't see your face, but I'm sure it was still beautiful. I'm glad you're feeling better.
It was red as fuck and scaly.
Your teeth are doing good, man. And yeah, man, I'm happy to see you.
We definitely thank you. We definitely have to shout out Aljamain Sterling as well, because that was probably the biggest underdog that actually is holding the belt that I've ever seen. And he came out and he fought Piotr the way that he needed to and made it to a decision and had to hold on. He basically got knocked out, but had like 10 seconds left in the round and figure out how to get out of it. And now he's good.
Do you think he'll go on a run? Do you think he'll be able to go and retain, or next he's fine?
No, that's a pretty tough division, man. But I mean, he has beat up on that division. That's why he's there in the first place.
Not even just beating up on the division. Like, we've seen him beat up on the division, but he knew what he had. He went Floyd Mayweather of UFC.
And that's especially when you are the belt holder. That's all you got to do. And a lot of people think Jan won still, but we've said it before. We used to say it with Woodley all the time. You got to beat the champ. And if you can't do it, you can't do it. So
if he's able to still like kind of beat up on you enough to get points and win rounds. And
if he gets you to the ground, like he got Jan to the ground and it was
just fucking roly-poly. Just roly-poly.
Yeah, it was a wrap. He was on the ground for 4.5 minutes in one round. They're 5-minute rounds. Like, what are you gonna do?
I saw a video the other day of fucking Floyd and Jake, and just seeing Floyd doing this, I really think I could come in from this side. I mean, I know that nobody ever has. Nobody ever will
come in from any side.
He got hit on like his 30th match once and got rocked and literally went like this the rest of the time.
He got quote unquote knocked down, but it was more like a slip to his knee.
But he did get rocked. He did get rocked.
He did get rocked. Yeah.
But yeah, I saw another video and I'm like, gosh. But that's one of those things, like, we will, and that's why I'm so in awe of the UFC. Like, even those featherweights, those 135, 140 guys, those guys would beat the shit out of me.
Oh, for sure. For sure. They could beat you up without even throwing a punch, dude. Most of them. Not the boxers, obviously. Like, Ngannou would have to throw a punch, but he'd only throw one. He could punch you in the knee and probably knock you out.
Ngannou wouldn't even have to throw a punch at me. I'd be like, have a good day, sir. I'm sorry.
Just drop.
I'd be like, I did it. All right, you're good.
Yeah, right. No, so that's cool. 2 weeks ago was a lot of good stuff. There's a lot of good stuff that we do need to talk about that's currently happening, and then at the end of the show, we actually have some more interesting stories and fights that I just want to save to the end because it's kind of like our shout out to the end of this thing. But before we get started, talking about sports and talking about all the action that happened in the NBA playoffs, we'll talk about. We got to give big prayers up to the family of Dwayne Haskins. Again, this was us missed last week. We would have talked about it, but yeah, he got hit on the freeway, and it's just like, whew. And then he passed, and it came out that his wife said he was just going to get gas. I don't know.
Yeah, man. And I was a little pissed off. I saw that today. So this happened April 9th.
Right.
It happened 35 miles from me on I-595 on I-595. That's one of those that goes like east and
around
west.
the 95 thing. Yeah.
And yeah, like up in Orlando that we're used to. But yeah, so we talked to each other and like, why the fuck? It's like 6 a.m. Why is he crossing the road? Like, why is he trying to cross the interstate? Well, I guess he had ran out of gas, and he had been communicating with his wife. The fact that they shared her 911 calls, I didn't even listen to him. I will not listen to him. But the fact that they did that, that's just another thing of poor taste. I talked to you about Adam Schefter, who's up in heat with a couple, Lamar Jackson, the main one, calling him lame, saying he'll never respect him again. Just coming out talking about football. The guy's a human at the end of the fucking day. And I agree with it, but I mean, he's a football guy. The guy's reporting on football like he normally does at the end of the day, but still, kid's 24 years old. Here in 2 weeks, he'd be 25, May 3rd, I think. And it sucks, man. And for people to share that stuff, like his wife, literally concerned. I've been talking to him. He's not texting me. He said that he broke down. He ran out of gas on the interstate. He would call me when he got gas. He hasn't talked. He's not communicating. Now his phone's off. Can somebody please show up? And then for them finally to say, I don't want to alarm you, but we've already been alerted to a scene.
Yeah. And we can't confirm who it is.
We can't confirm who it is right now. And for them to share that, I mean, I saw the text of it. And for that, enough was.
I think that
crazy.
I think that's public though. I think all dispatcher calls have to be
available
to public. But
like, why do you want to tweet? Like it's insane to me. But yeah, man, I texted you and you were kind of. I told you like after about 3 hours later, I was like, this kind of has a cloud on me, dude. And you're like, man, I mean, hundreds and thousands of people die a day, dude. Like, you like get it together, bro. But for me, it's like this guy's 24. He's literally we've talked about it on this podcast multiple times. The worst thing, we've talked about it with him and why he probably wasn't making it in Washington. The worst thing to happen to an athlete to come from not the best background, i.e. 80% of the athletes in America nowadays in professional sports, is to go back home. I think about it all the time. Being in Palatka with my dad literally beating the bad out of me. We look at my siblings and shit, like I'm way better off. If I would have been drafted if I would have made it in football and been drafted to the Jacksonville Jaguars, and we know how my life went after dad passed away and left Orlando to go back to Jacksonville. It didn't become the best. But could you imagine if I actually had money, money to waste? Like it would have been very, very much worse off for me. And I would have been in the national spotlight, which would have been way worse. So that's the worst thing that happened for people to come up with the upbringing that Dwayne comes from, I come from, just the knowledge of the shit that you can get into. And him going to Washington wasn't that great. So to finally go to Pittsburgh, and actually we know in Washington, he didn't really do a lot. So to be in South Florida, be with Mitch, be with the running backs, be with the wide receivers, putting in the work, the guy was turning the corner. He was really getting his life focused and ready for the future. And we both talked about the week fucking before how, hey, this dude really has a shot to be the starter. And it's a fucking shame, man, especially for somebody to come from greatness at Ohio State and be on a pedestal and get smacked with reality and be like, yo, college sports, professional sports really aren't it, and really have to dig deep and look into your life. And he finally started trading in the right direction in life as a human and as a professional sports athlete. It sucks, man. And oh yeah, He's fucking 7, 8 years younger than us.
Right. No, I mean,
It's
anytime a young person, I mean, anytime anybody dies, it's sad. But when a young person dies well before what you expect to be their time, it's sad. I try my best to remove myself from those situations if I didn't know
yeah, I
them.
mean, and we both when Mama passed away, we were
Yeah.
both taken back. That's something that really took us by emotion. And this isn't something that I would think would take me by emotion.
Yeah.
Like really, I wasn't an Ohio State fan by any means. I fucking hate the Buckeyes. I'm not a Commanders fan. So I was just like, yo, this is weird. Like I'm really, and it was the reaction by a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like, yo, this one's not sticking well. And shout out to his family, man. Shout out to his wife. I'm not sure if he had kids, but man, anybody who was with Dwayne Haskins knows the corner that he was turning and the person that he is, and it really fucking sucks. And that's gonna be with him for a long time. Like my dad, he started finally turning the corner, and all that shit happened. So yeah, that it sucks, man. And it is life. So that's why we have our podcast, so we can enjoy the high moments and not be stuck on what's at the end of the road for us, which is inevitably death.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I said, nobody ever wants to see death, but the worst thing I've heard, that the worst thing in life that you could even imagine or that could happen to you is that you outlive your kid. And I hope that never happens for anyone. Not even my worst enemy. I wouldn't want them to outlive their kid. Just the biology of life should be that parents die before their kids. That's just a common thing. So for his parents, if his grandparents, aunts, uncles, anybody like that that's alive, obviously anybody that knows him is sad, but I feel extra remorse when I see somebody so young, because I'm like, man, somebody outlived him that just in your brain shouldn't have. And it just makes me really sad.
Yeah, man, that's how Joe was whenever
Yeah.
C-Stein passed away. That's why my kid's 3.5 years old and still is not allowed to sleep with a pillow or a blanket, really.
Right.
Because there's no way in fuck I want that to be a reality. And that's the worst, man. 24 years old. Rest in peace to him. May God be with his family.
Absolutely.
And man, that's the worst. And I'm glad we were able to shout that out. I didn't know if we were gonna touch on that, but I'm glad we did.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so in the impossible transition,
let's turn this bitch around.
To turn this into real active talk. But before we start on, again, I want to save some of the cool headlines for the end too, to bookend it with headlines. But before we start on the NBA playoffs, which is going to be a big chunk, how about LAFC? We can skip a couple games ago because it was the stupid El Trafico, and for some reason our team cannot figure out how to play in that game. I don't know what it is. We just don't perform well. And once again, we didn't perform well. It was our first loss of the season, but we bounced back against a better team in Sporting KC and routed them. I mean, Did you watch the highlights too? Those goals
I did.
Nice.
So I've watched the highlights of every game, and they were nice. And they were on fucking transitions from defense. Yeah. And the thing about the fucking LA Galaxy game is we were on our fucking heels. Why are we not sitting back like we were against Sporting KC, ready to attack on defense to transition to nice ass offense? Like you said, we just don't know how to play against the Galaxy. We get butterflies, we get little jitterbugs seeing that girl that we like, but we can't talk to, and we just don't know how to do it. We blush, we piss our pants, we can't execute. It was weird, but yeah, like the
well, and not to ever blame the refs, but we had a couple of stupid VAR calls that we could have at least gotten away with a tie. But
if you're an LAFC fan, you already know that the VAR will never get along.
Yeah, VAR hates us.
I think VAR is 5-0 against LAFC in the last year, and 5 games, and in the 3 years of it being around, it's undefeated. I don't think we've ever gotten one. We've texted on one. There was supposed to be a handball like 2 years ago, and they said no, it hit his shoulder. And we were like, yeah, exactly, yeah. What do you mean? They said it hit up here.
He did this.
tested, but no, it
Yeah.
yeah, like yeah, they said no, it hit exactly like you just said it when you
Yeah.
mean.
And
But
against
yeah,
the Galaxy, I
VAR,
guess like the shirt might have blown off sides a little bit. I don't know. I don't know what it was. The wind picked up a little bit,
yeah,
blew a piece
but
of hair off sides.
yeah, the Sporting KC man, I'm excited. I am so excited. We talked about it a couple weeks ago. You told me it was a little early to be excited, but hey, I am after that Sporting KC, the way we look, the way it seems like our system is built, we are in it for the long haul, and we have the defensive power to be able to get it done against anybody. It seems like with Sporting KC, Portland, who was defending champs, right? No, they
Western
lost.
Conference. Yeah.
So
Defending
Western
Western
Conference the
champ.
last 2 years, right?
I think so. Yeah.
So and drew with them in a game could have been won and definitely could have been lost, but to draw and the way we've been the last couple of years was very exciting. So yeah, shout out to LAFC. You guys are on the right path for sure. And
And I've started
again,
getting excited enough to venture out of my orange curtain, that is what they call Orange County, because you guys in the national spotlight, you guys know how like Austin, Texas is like that blue dot in the middle of a red state.
yeah,
Same with like Asheville, North Carolina, things like that. It's the opposite for Orange County, California, and the rest of California. We're kind of that red spot in the middle of, and I'm neither red nor blue. I think they're both stupid.
I'm
Just
the reddest
well,
blue, and I'm a Republican, but I am very liberal when it comes down to it. But I don't know, I'm me.
I have a lot of views on both sides of the fence, and I will
Yeah,
never vote based on a title. I'm gonna actually, I do vote every 4 years. I do encourage people to, but I
hell
actually
yeah.
read the fucking booklet and I look. I don't. I usually quote unquote throw away my vote, which you're doing in California anyway.
Oh, yeah, but
But
when it comes to the laws and shit,
yeah,
I
I
try to
read
look
all
into
those
it, and
shits.
if I didn't look into them, I do not fill it in.
Right. I don't vote for it. But anyways, I digress. But I'm willing to venture out of my little orange bubble, and I call it the orange bubble because it's Orange County, but into the LA time, and get to go watch a game next month. So I'm
Hell yeah.
excited about it. We'll see how it all goes. It might be the only game I'll watch. We'll see if it's fun or not. But it's a long ride now, dude. I literally live like right next to there, and it's like gonna be probably an hour and a half drive to get to the fucking
Yeah,
stadium.
and it's weird that they haven't developed the like down here we have the bright line, the
We have a
railroads.
rail that I could get there, but it stops running at 10 p.m. So you can't get back.
That's stupid. Yeah, this is a 24-hour
Yeah.
service, and they're about to go to Orlando, and then being from Jacksonville, the 10 p.m. thing is sucks because but the Skyrail,
Yeah.
they would open up for night games because we only had
Gotcha.
one a year usually, maybe two. But
Yeah.
so that sucks. That
I'd
really
have
does suck
to
for
I'd
you.
have to stay the night with Jake because in LA County it runs till 2 a.m. But the one that runs into Orange County ends at 10. So I'd have to ride into LA County, ride back to Jake's, and then the next morning get back on the train to come back to
And
Orange
that
County.
fucking $12, $15 Uber after an hour and a half is going to be 30 something.
There ain't no $12 Ubers around here. I could be going next door and it's like
Oh yeah,
20.
that's right. You're like, oh man, Uber sucks around there.
There's
Yeah, I might not
cars
have
like
drivers,
crazy,
I'm
but
not
it's
paying.
always jacked up prices. Always.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But
I'm excited
anyways,
you get to go to a
yeah, I'm
soccer game, man.
excited.
You had to give up the tickets because of COVID.
Yeah.
It's
It's funny
been a long
because
road.
honestly, the tickets have just
Coming
been
back.
this huge investment. Like as long as LAFC is good, it's the best investment ever because the COVID year, no fans. So we got a credit for the entire year because they don't refund money. Fuck that. So we got a
Yeah.
credit for the entire year. But every game that me and Courtney can't go to, sell the tickets for double the price easily. So far, it's just been a money making machine.
That's dope.
But
But it sucks too. You can't. You got to
it
give
does
away.
suck.
I guess I lied by saying you got to give away the tickets. You're not giving away the tickets, selling
Yeah,
the tickets,
people are
but still
buying
you're
the
missing games.
Right.
I didn't like having to miss a Jaguar game and having to sell my tickets. It happened twice, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
But
didn't
now that I
enjoy
live
that.
far, it's hard, man. And now that I'm adulting and like trying to be a good member of society, it's so hard to like do shit.
Yeah, no, I feel you. Yeah,
But yeah, so I'm excited about that. I'll get to go watch the Philly game and get that popping. And
oh, so wait, speaking of not like you're adulting and kind of splurging, so Actually, I'll wait till we start talking about basketball for that.
All right.
I'll lead
well,
off with that. Tell me we're gonna
well,
start.
then
talking
let's go.
basketball.
Let's just jump right into it.
All
Let's
right,
lead
yeah.
off with that.
Fuck what you had to say. I'm sorry I interrupted you.
It was
But,
gonna be a transition anyway.
So yeah, the Cavs are fucking playing little bullshit ass Hawks who keep getting blown out. And it's halftime. We're up. Clint Capella blows his knee. And I'm texting Travis like, yo, I'm going to the game on Tuesday, bro. It's happening. Text baby girl like, hey, I'm either going to the game Sunday by myself or I'm gonna get off of work Tuesday and we can go to game 2. Pick one. And she's like, whoa, what do you mean? Whoa. I'm like, they're $58 nosebleeds right now. It's probably gonna be $200 after fees and shit. And she's like, whoa, babe, we got them. Like, Cavs are going to be in the playoffs. We're up by 15 right now. We're doing good. We're selling. We're coasting. We're doing good. Trae Young sucks. They don't have Clint Capella. We got Mobley. We got Jared Allen. He has one fucking hand. He's killing it. Yeah, no. We didn't play Kevin Love enough. Evan Mobley got scared as shit.
Yeah.
And Darius Garland got scared as fuck.
Was bricking.
It was an ass of a second half. Everybody on that Hawks team, Hunter, fucking all them stupid fucks started doing work. And it sucks, man. The Heat are probably going to end up sweeping, right? They won.
Yeah.
They won last night. They're probably
they're up 2-0.
And we beat them 2 out of 3 games this year. And I really thought if we easily, you said there's no way the fucking Hawks are going to beat you. And we were not easily probably going to get through the Heat, but 6-7 games, we're gonna get through the first round of the playoffs. And it showed our youth. Markkanen, he fucking came out firing 5 of 8 from threes in the first half, and he did work in the second half. That wasn't enough. Kevin Love didn't get enough minutes whatsoever, and it seemed like it was too little, too late by the time we went on our run, and it was pitiful, dude.
Yeah,
it was awful to see, and I definitely jumped the gun on that one.
Mobley was definitely deer in the headlights, and Garland wasn't scared, but Garland was not ready. He was not ready for the moment. He was too not scared. Whereas Trae is not scared. He's never scared. He's never been scared, but he's now figured out in like year 3 or whatever it is, 4 that he's in, how to be confident but not stupid. And so now he's not just taking logo shots every 2 seconds.
Motherfuckers were in the Eastern Conference Finals last year. Like
exactly.
They're not scared.
So,
they're not scared. The fact that he went 1 for 12 in the first game was laughable against the Heat, because that's the fact that we fucked that second half up because of inexperience. Like, everybody's like, Brandon, you should be excited. You should be happy. The way the NBA is structured, we're not keeping Rondo's gone. Cool. We're probably going to lose Markkanen. I don't know that for a fact. I don't know what contracts look like. Kevin Love's fucking gone.
Yeah, Love will be
he's
gone.
gone. He was up for $6 million.
Allen might be gone.
Allen's not. If we don't pay Allen, I'm done being a Cavs fan. Like, I'm over it. Like, there's so much shit that can happen. But yeah, we're young. We're excited. Our average age is 24 years old. Karis LeVert can't fucking get it together. Like, we relied on him so much in that second half, and he was just broke City Mountain.
Yeah,
it was insane.
Yeah, LeVert, I don't know what it is. I love Karis LeVert. I used to.
The injury.
And I guess it's the injury, because he just doesn't. It's like he's mentally not capable of getting where he was before.
Yeah, and it scares me. It really does, because that's one of the injuries that goes with your most. Like, in the NBA, the reason Steph Curry is able to, like, we play street ball. I tried it the other day. I went, it looks good. Turn around. I clinked the front of the rim. Well, in the NBA, it's 5-6 feet back.
Yeah.
So you literally have time to, oh yeah, that's straight. Ha, bomb, done, good. Like, there's more time for that shit. You have to your whole body. Isaiah Thomas. He finally got good in the last 8 months after being broke in 2016. It was his hip. The dude's 5'8", 5'9". You have to be able to, because it's 6-7 more feet than where you. And the average person's like, that's not that far. Yeah, try throwing.
Watch those guys they bring out at half court trying to, or at halftime trying to shoot you.
No, rerun the '96 Bulls trying to shoot from the fucking sideline of the wing. That's only like 27 feet.
Yeah,
like, do that. Wait, no, 29 feet, because 26.5 feet is a 3. So like 29 feet, just they're Steve Kerr, who was the wettest person on that team. is literally like chucking
Yeah.
that bitch. Like it's a different, it's different.
Yeah.
And hopefully Karis LeVert gets it together. Hopefully it is mind blockage, because if it's anything that has to do with his body, being a Cavs fan, putting the money in the bank on fucking Isaiah Thomas over fucking Kyrie Irving didn't pay well. Grant Hill, thanks, buddy, you tried, but we didn't get any more chips. So I'm very scared that it could be something with his body.
Well, speaking of something with your body and having to really put some oomph into some threes, our guy took a big hit. Devin Booker goes down, and luckily it's the first round. I know we just lost to the Pelicans, but I don't think we need Devin Booker to beat the Pelicans. It would still be hard for them to beat us 4 times. I was hoping for a sweep just so that we could be rested up for either the Mavericks or the Jazz, but now I'm obviously just hoping for a win. But the hamstring is scary because you're jumping so much. You're coming down hard, and when you come down, that's that impact. It's all that stuff. And Booker jumps when he shoots. So
not even just with basketball and everything, man. That hammy is suspect. Like you could be standing there, off ball defense, and you see the wing guy, since he's the 2, he's up here. The wing guy tries to shoot it over to the other side, and you just sit there and extend to reach your arm out, and just extending, you just tear that bitch some more. And like I just got a cramp from doing that. But like that those little things in basketball, he could have the ball and not even want to explode to the basket, just kind of fake explode, come back 3-point shot, just on that fake explode, that whole quad and hammy just tear right back up. And they're saying he's going to be gone for 2 games. That's lucky if he does come back. And if he does come back, you tell him, hey, remember when you were at Kentucky and you ran around the 3-point line and catch and shoot the ball? Do that, please. Just do that.
Just so you don't want him dropping 31.5, but we needed all 31.
If he can do that with 8 threes and a couple of free throws, getting fouled with mid-range shots, I'm down with that. But no, don't try to press them. Don't hit those stupid fadeaway shots so you can fall down on your ass. And that was dope though.
That was cool.
Hitting that little baby. That was cool as shit.
Well, what they're gonna do that. The reason they say 2 games is because if for whatever reason we lose both games, you can bet your ass he's coming back. But as long as we don't lose both games, he's not playing the rest of the series. If we somehow win both games, then we're sitting him. If it's 2-2, I still think we sit him for game 5. We might try to play him, but if we're down 3-1, he's coming back, and that's why they say 2 games. But I don't think we're gonna lose both games, so I think we'll at least split. And honestly, I think when the game plan is able to be used,
my only thing is Brandon Ingram was going nuts, like, and he's the 3. That's Mikal Bridges' guy.
Yeah, I don't know what they didn't have Bridges on him,
yeah, but why? That's
they're
my
stupid.
thing.
They put Crowder on him.
All right,
like that's gonna fucking help.
Yeah, they won like 4 games before. The almost defensive player of the year is like not on him. You need to put Mikal Bridges on him. That's his guy. Shut him down. Don't let him get 34 points a game. And I think that's how that series is going to be over. Nobody's, what's his name? Whatever the fucking guy is. He's not fucking with Ayton. Not happening. Ingram's the only guy on that team that can fuck around, and he did, and they got the dub.
Yeah, they tried to shut down McCollum, which is whatever. McCollum can shut down himself. Like, I love McCollum, but he's not Brandon Ingram. But I don't think we're going to be down 3-1, and it's just once you can, like I was going to say, once you can game plan to not have Booker, then we're going to be fine. I think we can still win in 5 games. It's just we had Booker just dropping 31 in the first half. To go from that to, oh shit, now we don't have him, and we didn't have him after halftime. So it's not even like you could make those adjustments at halftime. We didn't feel like we needed to adjust anything at halftime because Booker was there. So you can't just make adjustments on the fly. That's why I think we lost. And yeah, the transition defense, that's not Booker. That's not what he does anyway. He doesn't do transition defense. So that's neither here nor there. But when you can expect to not have Booker, Monty's going to have these boys ready to play. It's going to be a lot different than just, oh, Booker went out and you guys lost. Yeah, but we didn't know he was going to be out.
Yeah, and
So-
you mentioned McCollum. Do you think him on Portland in the playoffs with Dame was like bad? Because you mentioned the transition defense that was just despicable. He was able to come down and just pop and we're used to him doing that. We're like, that's a prick when he was up in Portland, but he's draining the bitches. He's taking the extra step to get at the elbow of the free throw.
Well, they're
He's not
also
sitting
letting
at the
him bring
three.
it up instead of having Lillard be the guy that needs to bring it up. So
Yeah.
maybe that's what he needs to do.
So I mean, in those, like, I don't think Cam Payne's going to have 8 consecutive minutes on him. That's not going to happen. He's not going to be able to cook like that.
Well, what's our
they'll
lineup
fix
going to be?
that.
Is Shamit going to be our starting guard now? Is the
Shamit,
$40 million man going to make
I
it
don't.
big?
Yeah, I think Shamit needs to guard CJ. Cam can't do it. Cam.
Well, Cam's not going to start. He's got to be CP3's backup still. I would
Well,
think.
whenever
but-
Book went out, Cam ended up
Yeah.
logging I think he ended up logging 13 minutes in the second half.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that, but he was out there
But
for a very
Shamit's
fucking long
better
time.
at defense.
Yeah.
He can shoot better. He
Like,
has
I
a
am-
ball handle as well, but they have Paul, so who cares?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I am down. All you have to tell this guy, listen, if you can score 3 baskets, which you do that in 5 minutes off the bench. Give me
Shamit
3
hit a
baskets.
huge 3 to keep us in the freaking game
Yeah.
at the end.
But give me 3 baskets in the game, I'm fine with that. Make sure McCollum doesn't get more than 5, and I'll give you fucking $500,000.
I mean, if Bridges is not in Monty Williams' office right now saying, if I have to play 48 minutes, I don't care. When Ingram is on the floor, I'm on the floor. And you see it all the time. You saw it last year when Brooklyn played Milwaukee for the Eastern Conference Finals. When Giannis came off the floor, KD came off the floor. Didn't matter what his normal rest period is. It does not matter. That's what you need to do with Bridges. You just, if Ingram's on the floor, you're on the floor. As soon as he comes off, all right, you're subbing out too. And we're just going to play you alongside him. Because, yeah, he's gotten better at offense, but we don't need his offense. He's still a spot up in the corner and shoot it. And he's going to get those chances anyway. He can expend his energy on defense. We don't need to hide him on Jackson Hayes when, like you said, he was the almost defensive player of the year. He should never be hiding. When I see him switch on to Jackson Hayes, I'm like, Jackson Hayes is not my problem. I don't care if he scores 12 points.
When you see him
over
not
someone.
switch off and Jay Crowder's on Jackson Hayes, he tries to make you look stupid, and they go to a TV timeout, fucking flashing back on him looking like a fucking awesome, great power forward that he's not.
Yep. So, I mean, Jackson Hayes is cool. I'm fine with him, but I'm not worried about Jackson Hayes. I'm not.
No, Jackson
trying to
Hayes
put-
is good. Like, he's going to be a great player. He's what, 22, 23 years
Yeah,
old.
something like that.
So like when he is going to be a really good player, but at the same time, we see what it was 2 plays. One, the play before they went to timeout, and then the play they went to timeout. Both times they didn't switch off. They passed it over to him, and he was on Jay Crowder, and they did his ass up dirty.
Yeah, so we should just start.
Or no, they
Cam-
did switch over. and
We should
pass it
start
over.
Cam Johnson because if they like Jackson Hayes isn't necessarily a big
I think
man,
they will.
but they can't
started-
play Valanciunas and Hayes and be that effective.
They starting Cam whenever Jay went out, and then whenever Chris Paul went out, they moved Cam over because for some reason they don't like Mikal Bridges and Jay Crowder on the floor together.
Yeah, it's
If you
weird.
could tell me why, I'm down.
It's because of defense. That's what they think anyway. But Crowder is starting to get the Draymond defense on 3, and it's scary for us. Whereas Cam Johnson can hit shit with 3 people with their hands up in his face.
We saw that. Yeah.
So I don't care if he plays a little bit worse defense. Like,
Yeah.
get
So
him out
if,
there and let's
if
do
this
it.
is our 2K thing, like if we're on 2K right now doing the My League or whatever it is, My GM, whatever
Right,
it is,
right.
and this is happening, I got Chris Paul, Shamit, fucking Mikal, Cam Johnson, Ayton.
Yeah,
That's my starting 5.
me too.
I
And the
got
thing
Crowder
is,
coming off.
if they try to go double big with Jackson Hayes, he's gonna crush Cam Johnson. I get it. Then we're just gonna hit a 3 on the other side. Like,
Not
it's
even
not.
that.
He'll crush
Check
Cam
this.
Johnson.
Check this. If they want to do that, you ready for this one? You ready for this? My GM. You ready? Let me get in here. So we got Chris Paul, we got Shamit, we got Mikal. Yeah, we got Mikal. Then we got McGee.
You're not gonna double big with McGee and Aiden, bro.
Why not? And then bring Cam and Aiden. Or
What
not
are you
Cam
gonna
and
do
Aiden,
on the
but
other side though?
Cam and
Defensively,
Crowder.
you'd be fine. What are you gonna do on the other side?
Feed Aiden.
Rely on Aiden's 18-footer? Fuck
It is.
that.
Chris
Fuck
Paul can
that.
get it done.
Where? He drives. He's
But
a driving
but
point
all right,
guard.
so listen, we know McGee can go 35, 40 minutes. We know Aiden can't. So all we have to do when like we can keep him fresh. Sub Aiden out after 4 or 5 minutes.
No,
Put-
I'm not even
put
talking
McGee
about the
down,
subs and stuff. I'm just
and
talking about
bring in
what do
McGee.
you do when all three of those guys
All
are on
for
the
real?
floor? Because Chris Paul dribbles around. He's not like a stagnant ISO stand back
Yeah.
and do stuff kind of guard. He tries to drive and kick. And if you have two trees that are just standing there,
But Aiden
in the
and
center.
McGee can both score from like 15 feet out.
no, Aiden thinks he can score from 15 feet out.
I thought you were gonna say McGee. Aiden, no, that's what Aiden did at Arizona.
McGee hits him
bro.
with the spin moved up.
I know.
Whoop, whoop. He does all kinds of. I love McGee now. I was not happy when we signed him. I love him.
Bro,
now.
I told you I was pissed off that you got him from us.
I
told
was
you, you're
pissed
welcome.
off, and then I was like, "Oh,
Yeah,
shit,
you're
never
welcome.
mind, I
Now,
like him."
can you say thank you when I say you're welcome?
Well, we'll see when he tries the Twin Towers with.
No, I would be. That's what I would do. Like I do that with the Warriors. Whenever I see them
Mm.
on 2K, I do the 16 Warriors because I'm a piece of shit on tier 3. Haven't lost with them yet though, but the Durant ones, and I'll just
Yeah.
go straight up JaVale McGee and Draymond. I'd take
Yeah, but
fucking
Draymond's
Draymond out of the
little.
5. Yeah, but he's the 5 on that team, and they have no, it's Draymond. So I'll put Draymond to the 3 and go JaVale McGee and Looney.
Oh,
And I
okay.
just go big with him and Clay, Steph and Clay, and Murder She Wrote.
Jeez. All right. Well, I don't think that'll happen. I don't think
If
either of our
Morant
two
comes
choices
off
are
the
going to happen.
bench,
But I think
Fuego.
it'll be Jay Crowder, and I think he'll still be trying to defend Brandon Ingram, and I think it's still going to go poorly. But hopefully Monty Williams changes that up. But we can't play as badly as we did before, and I think we'll get some wins. But let's look at some of the other series. So we have the rest of them. Like I said, Philly and New Orleans are 1-1. Phoenix and New Orleans are 1-1 right now. The other ones in the West are Dallas and Utah 1-1, and we haven't even seen Luka yet. So just real quick, how do you see that series continuing? Because Donovan Mitchell played well, Jalen Brunson played better. Is that consistently like something that Dallas can do, or do they still need Luka to come back?
They need Luka. Like Luka's the guy on that team. Who else is going to lead it? You think Brunson's the guy?
Brunson's looking like the guy, or
Yeah,
a guy.
He's going to
looking
have
like
a
a
new
guy.
contract. He's not even going to be on that fucking team next year.
Well, no, I mean for this series, do they need Luka back?
Yes, that's
But
my
they
whole
just
thing.
beat
Yeah,
Utah when Donovan Mitchell dropped like 39. Like they can beat Utah still.
yeah.
Did you
that's
see that guy
can
try
they-
to
can they-
dunk on
can they
Gobert,
beat-
by the
Can
way?
they beat Utah without Luka? Is that the question?
Without
Or
Luka,
do
yeah.
they-
Can they
Oh, yeah,
make
yeah.
it through still?
Yeah, they can make it through Utah. Yeah. Sorry.
Why
I
is
didn't hear the
Utah
question
such a
right.
disappointment
I
every
don't
year?
know, dude.
Every year.
I don't know. Like Denver has the excuse of not having Jamal Murray.
Yeah. And
Like,
Donovan
I don't
Mitchell plays
know.
well. Rudy Gobert plays okay. And they just suck.
But I don't know if it's team ball. I don't know if it's like they don't have that factor of somebody who can put up a triple double every game from the point guard 3.
That's true.
guard
Because
spot.
Donovan Mitchell,
I don't
even
know.
though I'm sure he has triple doubles, he's much more of a threat to drop 50 than he is to drop a triple double on you. For sure. So maybe that's just something that teams can plan around. I don't know how many assists they get, but I'm sure it's less than a lot of other teams. Like if you look at a Golden State game versus a Utah game, there's going to be a lot less assists in the Utah game. Guaranteed.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's definitely going to be different. I think that'll end up being kind of more like old school basketball, where you have one crazy athletic guy on each team, and then you have those Keeblers and guys like that.
Kleba.
Is the unicorn even playing?
No, they
Is he
traded
still
him.
out?
He's
Oh yeah,
Charlotte or
shit.
somewhere now.
No,
Where
I'm
is he?
stupid. Yeah, I don't even remember. I don't even remember.
Washington? I don't know. He went somewhere.
I think it is Washington, but yeah, I don't even remember. Holy shit, I forgot about that. But yeah,
Yeah.
they're going to be like doing big ball, and they have Kleber, Libra, whatever his name is, Cobra. And yeah, it's definitely going to be a lot different, but they're going to need him back to be able to do it. I don't think Brunson is enough. Like the West is screwed already. Talking about Utah, they need a third guy that's able to do something else. They don't.
So before we move on, but not talking about it too long because we don't want to go too late on hypotheticals that we can talk about after the playoffs. But where do you think Utah goes? They have to get rid of somebody and blow this shit up if they lose in the first round. Do they trade Mitchell or do they trade Gobert or do they still try to run it back?
I don't think they trade either one of them. They got to try to add a
How
piece
can
to
they
the
run it
puzzle.
back?
They got to add another piece to the puzzle. They can't just run it back.
All right,
Like if they just that's psycho.
They just keep going doop doop doop. Now they're the 5 seed doop, and they're just going to keep dropping down. They were the 4 seed last year, right? And then lost in the 4-5 matchup.
Yeah,
they were like the 1 seed 2 years ago and lost. Like they're just dropping down. All right, so a quick one we could talk about is the Warriors and the Nuggets. That's 2-0 Warriors, and I love the Nuggets. I love Jokic. He's probably going to win the MVP again. This is a sweep. Like, are you scared at all of maybe Denver taking a game? But do you think it goes past 5 at all?
no.
What sort of chance? None.
No.
I think it's a sweep, but they might give Denver one in Mile High or whatever they call it. What do they call the arena? But, yeah. So we don't really have to talk about it too much. We'll talk about Golden State in the future because they're going to be in the future. But are you scared of the death lineup? You scared of the small death lineup? Swaggy Poole?
I hate the Warriors. I hate Jordan Poole. I hate what they're.
I like Jordan Poole actually.
I don't like that Steph was able to come off the bench. There should be an NBA rule against that. I'm not even kidding. I'm not laughing. Are you laughing?
I'm laughing because it's hilarious.
There should be an NBA rule.
Then why is Lou Williams?
Can LeBron come off the bench?
LeBron should be on the bench all the time. He should be able to come off anywhere.
I love you. Kobe come off the bench?
Kobe wouldn't come off the bench. If you sat his ass on the bench, he's changing in street clothes because he guesses he's injured. He's like, okay, guess I can't play. He ain't coming. Allen Iverson ain't coming off the bench. Kobe ain't coming off the bench. But no, yeah, I love Swaggy Poole. I liked him. I don't like that he went to Golden State, but I liked him in college. I don't even like Michigan. I just liked him. And I don't have the negatives of Golden State as you do, but I'm definitely scared of them if they're getting back in a groove and getting back on fire. And Draymond actually looks like he turned back the clock a few years. So that worries me. But Denver's not Phoenix, so I'm not that worried, but it's a little scary. And then the last one is I told you 2 weeks ago, before the play-in games, before anything, to look out for Anthony Edwards. Look out for this kid because he might be the next big guy. And you were like, interesting choice. When we were talking about like future all NBAs and all shit like that. And I said, watch out for Anthony Edwards. Dude came out and balled in the play-in games and in game 1. And now it's over. I mean, Memphis is we saw what happened when they came out mad in game 2. And it's exactly, I picked Memphis in 5. I didn't think it was going to be game 1 that they lost. But I think it's going to be Memphis. I think it's
over for real?
I think it's over.
Sheesh.
But I think it's over because Cat is a weak-minded individual, and I will never be persuaded otherwise. He's all the talent in the world, and he just cannot figure it out up there. And it's sad. It really is. And Anthony Edwards, though, like he has. So it's funny because they're all 3 on the same team. So Karl Anthony Towns has so much skill and no brain power, no willpower, none of that courage and confidence. D'Angelo Russell has all the courage and confidence and no skill. And Anthony Edwards has both of them. And he's awesome. And I like watching him play, but no, Minnesota's not that good. Memphis is gonna run. They're like below 500. They're really not that good. Actually, they are above 500, but barely.
No, I liked Minnesota. I thought they had a chance. I thought after game 1, they really let it be known that they were here to stay. And yeah, Memphis is showing why they have a head coach that's one of 3 that's up there for coach of the year. Like they really know how to ball. They know how to adjust. And
he called them to the locker room and he said, "You think D'Angelo Russell can hit those shots 7 games in a row? Nah, we're good."
Bro, don't forget they have the fucking sneak of the draft that y'all should have got. Luka, you said. But no. Oh, wrong draft. Year later.
Wrong draft.
Year later. Yeah, everybody said, "Oh, New Orleans, you got it." Could you imagine right now and not having who the fuck
John
who
Morant.
is New Orleans point guard?
Who is New Orleans point guard? I don't know.
It's not Drew anymore, right? Drew left them.
No. It's that Aljamain Sterling guy, or the guy that I was asking you what his name was. that rookie
Alvarado.
with the
He only
ponytail.
gets 10
Oh.
points a game.
He's
or
the only
10
guy
minutes
I
a game.
saw playing point guard.
Yeah. So yeah, could you imagine if the Pelicans would have said, "Fuck the guy who played 80 games in 3 years"? I mean, Joel Embiid only played 60 games in 3 years, so we don't know what could happen in the future. But we all remember Zion in high school. We see that motherfucker nowadays. He's not no Joel Embiid. He's not. He was a freaking high school, and that's all he's ever going to be.
He'll go back to doing vines at some point.
Bro, Derrick Henry is one of the last people who have been a freaking high school and developed in the pros. Like, it just doesn't happen these days. Like, you have to put in the work. The God-given ability isn't there. And if you do have it these days, there's not much difference from the people who have everything's in your everything's here. Everything's in your phone. Yeah. So now everybody has the same research that used to cost you $1,000 to get. So
or a scholarship.
Yeah, it's not there anymore. So yeah,
you don't have to get invited to the Peyton Manning QB camp to be an amazing QB. It still helps, but you don't have to anymore. Yeah. So
yeah, you can see the drills that they did on YouTube and go and do those in your backyard.
Exactly.
But, like, it's completely different. Like, it's a completely different beast nowadays. I'm fucking here for it, but I still don't think Memphis wins.
You don't think they win the whole thing? Like the whole thing?
No, I think Minnesota gets it.
That's awesome. I hope it goes longer. I think Memphis is mad now, and I think they figured it out. And I think Ja's going to get back in the groove and just continue dominating. He's got that mindset and he's ready to go. And I just hate Karl Anthony Towns. So that's part of it. All right. So let's shift to the East. Let's give the East their due. I know that you're upset because your team's not there. But at least the team that beat you won't be there very, very much longer. They got a couple more days before they're out of this thing. So we're looking at a bunch of sweeps in the East, in my opinion. Let's look at them here. So Miami, Atlanta, I say sweep. Do you say anything else that's exciting? Do you have something to say about Miami and Atlanta?
Sweep would have been different if the Cavs were in there, but we fucking suck.
Yeah, I agree. Not that you suck, but it would have been different. Philly, Toronto. I wasn't going to say sweep before this series started, but it's already 3-0. Philly looks pumped. Embiid looks like Embiid. They took the Raptors' best shot today and still forced overtime when it looked like it was over. And Embiid showed his MVP chops and why he might lose the MVP, but still get first team All NBA over Jokic. Who knows? But do you say that Raptors could steal game 4 here, or was this their shot and now they're going to get swept?
Yeah, no, this was their shot. I even texted you saying, work slow. I'm sitting here watching the Sixers just.
Yeah, I was watching the other game. I was watching Brooklyn blow it up.
Yeah, nah, fuck Brooklyn. That shit's bullshit. That's a cheat code. That shouldn't be able to happen. But I mean, it reminds me of the Cavs in 2007, 2006, but they had 2 superstars instead of just one with a whole bunch of bumps. They have 2 with a whole bunch of bumps. It's a fucking cheat code. But anyways, yeah, no, yeah.
Thanks, sweep.
This was their one chance. They could have got it done. They took it to overtime and let them boys go to work. Shout out to Gary Trent Jr. though. He really did his thing.
Yeah, and it's exciting, and like Toronto is a good team that just, I mean, Maxey is hitting another level right now, and that's really cool because I like Maxey, and I will never cheer for any team that James Harden is on. The same with LeBron James, but I like watching Maxey play. I liked him before Harden came, and I was kind of scared that he wouldn't be able to gel with Harden. And he just basically said, fuck Harden, I'm going to still do me. And it's working out, so it's exciting. I was scared he would be pushed.
I fucking hate Harden. Whenever he got his 6 fouls, like, that's a wrap. This is done. But Embiid's still that dude, bro. 0.9 seconds. Hey, and shout out to Doc for calling the timeout. With literally, he said he looked up, like you could see from the picture, or the frame where they were at with the inbound to Embiid, and he got loose, and they switched to the other one. Right whenever dude hit it, Doc looked up, saw like 2.2, and started going timeout. Any other coach in the world would say, well, that fucking sucked.
Yep.
Let the possession go. Nah, he started calling timeout. They figured it out with 0.9 seconds left. And that's what, 0.6 seconds more than legally
And you need
needed for a little tip in. So Embiid just took that bitch, little curl around. Yeah, that was beautiful. And hey, shout out to Doc, because without Doc being smart and vetted like that, and knowing that he was going to give his team a shot, we get pissed off in 2K all the time. People worried about their fucking stats at the end of the fucking quarter or play clock, and not just shooting it up, trying to at least hit rim and just get the 24-second bullshit. But hey, shout out to that dude. That was awesome. That was beautiful, and gave them the win. Like that, and that's last possession. Siakam should have gotten a better position. He should have never got forced to give it to the person right beside him who was trapped up as well. But man,
did
I was
they have any
excited.
timeouts left?
Yeah, they
So
had
Nick Nurse could have pulled one.
no, they had the one. So I think
Hmm.
it was one had two, one had one. I don't know if it was Phoenix,
Gotcha.
Philly or Toronto, but
Gotcha.
but yeah, I was pretty upset by that last one, but I was really excited coming into this. Siakam coming off an injury, Siakam against Embiid, but the Sixers are just too much to handle. It seems like, dude, even without Harden, Maxi's that dude, bro.
Maxi is that.
Could you imagine if Thibault,
Could
not
play?
Thibault, but what's his name? Yeah, Thibault.
Yeah, the guy that can't play in Toronto. Yeah. I mean, they would sweep even easier. But all right, so let's move on to the game I was actually watching, and that was Brooklyn and Boston. And Kyrie and Durant both sucked, and Brooklyn was rolling. They were absolutely dominating, and they blew it. So now it's kind of like, all right, the role players were finally playing better. Brown was hitting everything, literally hitting everything, and Boston still found the way to win. So you saw in game one, their strategy was fuck Kevin Durant up, hit him, literally hit him. They're pushing him. They're getting into his handles. If they get a reach in, they don't give a shit. They're not allowing him to cross the ball over. They're hitting him. And they were like, the Nets are going to have to figure out how to beat us. Kyrie almost did it in game one. And so they said, all right, let's fix that. Let's guard Kyrie also. And then the others almost beat them. But twice now, Boston's been able to fight back and find a way. What other strategies now, if you're Steve Nash, if you're my favorite player, not my favorite coach, I don't think he's that good of a coach, but what sort of adjustments? What sort of adjustments can you make if you are Steve Nash? Because truthfully, as great as Kevin Durant is, as great as Kevin Durant is, it doesn't look like this can be Kevin Durant's series. Boston is not allowing that. So like, what can you do? He made the right adjustments. Props to him. I just say he's a bad coach, but he made the right adjustments this game. It worked, and then until it didn't. And then they fell right back
Patty
on.
Mills can put up 40. Patty Mills has to put up at least 30 points in every single win for them to win.
Seth Curry has to go 5 for 5 from 3.
You put it on Seth. You put it on Bobby Brown. Like, who are we going to put this on? Bobby Brown had a great 10-game fantasy stretch.
And like I said, he played great tonight.
And that's amazing. About it. They fucked themselves by getting rid of some veterans at the beginning of the seasons. LaMarcus Aldridge, where are you?
Yeah, well, he's still there. It's just,
can we please can we find you? Are you able to show up? Like, what's going on
Blake
there?
Griffin, what can he do?
Like, it's crazy. The fact that Kyrie and Kevin Durant are on a team, I just said it's a cheat code. It should not be allowed. And they're down 2-0 in a series. That's shout out to the whole Celtics organization. We have no idea what the head coach's name is. But if you don't think Brad Stevens is in his ear all the time, you're probably smoking a fat rock crack.
Yeah.
And that's what the team has been like brought up to do. Worry about defense, and we got guys who can put up 120 points as well.
Right.
And you got these 2 guys that can put up 40 apiece, and then 4 other guys who can put up another 60, 70. So the Nets are used to scoring 120, 130, and they're getting shut the fuck down. And that's all to the Celtics coaching, like their schemes. And yeah, I don't think there's anything they can do. Maybe go out and get Taco Fall in a late acquisition trade and
That'd be
try to
cool.
shut them down in the key. Because once Tatum and Brown get in 15 feet, it's automatic. At least with
Yeah.
Brown, at least. Uh, it's been crazy.
Well, I'm
And
disparaging all.
We saw Tatum in the game winner in the game one.
Yeah.
They need to go back and trade back for Taco Fall, or
Well,
not, but they need.
I'm
to get
disparaging all of my guys right now, all my favorite players of all time. Just kidding about this, but he is a guy that I like. But they need to try to play LaMarcus Aldridge and not Andre Drummond. I don't know what the love is that they're choosing Andre Drummond to be the guy and no showing Blake Griffin and LaMarcus Aldridge, but Aldridge is better than Drummond, at least in this situation. He can do more things. All Drummond does is cut to the basket, and he's done a great job of it because they're leaving him wide open, and he just catches it and dunks it, which is his game. But he's not helping. He's supposed to be the guy that plays defense and helps, and it's not working. So why don't you play the guy that's better on offense and try to just do your strategy of let's score 150 this game instead of 120. So I think that's an adjustment that needs to be made. We have to see if Aldridge is healthy enough to play, which by all accounts he is, he needs to be playing. So
absolutely, and I don't know, it's a ridiculous day and age we're in. He was out of the league last year, so maybe it's something with his health, and if it is, I will put my foot in my mouth,
right,
and apologize to him. But if it's not, and it's something with your back and stuff, you really need to bring out that mama mentality right now, and you can take care of your back in a couple of weeks if you do get eliminated in the next round, or you can take care of your back in a couple of days when you get eliminated this round. Exactly. But at the end of the day, your team needs you right now.
Yeah.
And you need to be there. You need to stick your neck out and get it done. If it is your health, thoughts and prayers to you and your family going through your time of need. But if it's not, then get your fucking ass out there and do your job.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I still think Brooklyn won't get swept. I think they're going to do something. I still think you can't keep KD out for that long. I mean, he shot like shit. He shot 4 for 20, but he still shot 20 free throws. Like he's going to figure out how to get his, but he's going to start hitting shots sooner or later. He's going to be at the gym. He's going to like his Brooklyn Nets better. Brooklyn Nets. He's going to like his rims in Brooklyn better than he likes the rims in Boston. So he'll play better. They'll get at least one of these two. So Boston's going to have to win it back at the Garden at least. So we still have a series, but it's pretty surprising the way that they've been able to shut him down. So I was trying to wait until the game was over to talk about the last one because while we are recording, Chicago is currently beating Milwaukee. But we're running a little long, so I want to make sure we talk about it. We're going to assume it's 1-1 because it's only a minute and a half left and they're up by 6. I mean, that's not really a ton, but if this is 1-1, I'm surprised. Like Chicago looked like trash in game 1. I thought Milwaukee was going to just coast, and now they look close. So I didn't get to watch any of the game.
The
obviously.
real big three is going off. DeRozan has 39, LaVine has 20, and Vucevic has 24. With 12 rebounds, and Caruso sitting there with 10 assists. So everybody seems like they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. We had an argument like a month into the season, who's going to be the big guy there. It seems like they're really going to DeRozan on ball, and he's able to get his shots off, and Zach LaVine just sitting there ready for the off ball catch and shoot situations. And last game they got into like fight or flight mode, and just really didn't get into the keys that got them into their position that they're in, and they just got fucking torched by the Bucks. So I really do feel like if they're able to get into this movement to where DeRozan's able to do work and get into his key and do work on Middleton and then pass it out over to LaVine, and then you have Caruso able to do his thing on Drew Holiday and get in there and get assists. If we know Caruso, he's trying to pop it in, throw it out, and I don't know how many threes Chicago has, but it's probably a good bit. Yeah, LaVine's 3 for 4, Caruso's 3 for 7, Vucevic is 4 for 8. Kobe White made one shot from 3, and then they're getting to the line. Like they have a lot of free throws. It looks like. Yeah, 19 of 29 from the line. Or no, that's the Bucks. 14 of 15 from the line for the Chicago. So like yeah, and now it's down to 3 with
Yeah,
35 seconds
and
left.
but they can't get the ball back.
So we're watching it right
Wow.
now. Yeah, it's 22 seconds left now. The
They
Bucks
just
have the
blew it.
ball. And what is it, tied?
No, no, no. I'm saying the Bucks just blew it.
Oh,
They
okay.
gave the Bulls 3 chances. How do you not get a rebound?
Oh yeah, so now they're
Crazy.
up 5 with
18
14.
seconds left
Oh,
on
this says
mine.
4. Oh yeah, 18 on mine. I recorrected.
So yeah, I don't know how you give them 3. So that's great. But anyway, so I clicked in to see just how bad Giannis was playing for them to lose, right? And wrong. Like
Yeah, he's not.
he's still playing amazing. Middleton's playing okay. Brooke Lopez is playing okay. So this is legitimately just the Bulls coming into Milwaukee and doing what they're supposed to do. And like you said, the true big three playing their game. And we knew that DeRozan was going to have to score 40 to beat these
Yeah,
guys, but we've also seen that he can do it. He did it for like 13 straight games through the regular season. So wow, okay. Like I came into tonight before the game started, ready to talk about a Milwaukee sweep once I checked the score, and now we actually have to talk about this.
all right. So wait, real
So
quick, will you do me the favor of saying DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine?
I said that 5 months ago, as soon
No,
as he
I
started
know
proving it.
when
I said that I would make Zach LaVine the number one, and then from that point on, I was wrong.
all right,
Literally,
all
the
right, all right.
first game
I don't
one
remember that.
after
I
that
don't remember that.
happened, literally after game one, I was wrong, and it was never the same again.
All right, all right. Yeah, I'm excited for the series now because we've seen Milwaukee's able to play bully ball. They have Chris Middleton who's able to finesse. They used to have PJ Tucker, now he's on the Heat, and that's a totally different team this year. And we're starting to see them be suspect because yeah, you can play bully ball and shit, but when you have these guys like DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine who can work from 18 feet out of the basket, and also they have these big boys and Vucevic who can fucking bully right when you try to come down and Giannis, what the fuck are you going to do? Oh, you can do great. That's cool. You still have to play fucking offense against Zach LaVine, who was one of the best defenders in the league 3 years ago. And you still have to play defense against DeMar DeRozan, who's still one of the best all-pro defenders in the league for the last 6-7 years. Like this Chicago team is really built in a way to win these tough, gritty games. And it's all led by our boy, Billy Donovan, who knows all about playing that nitty gritty grind and pound fucking basketball that you're used to from the 80s. And he's one of the only old whites who's willing to fucking transition to the new age and let these boys cook. And I'm loving what I'm seeing. I can't wait to look at the highlights after this game
I
and see
know,
what
me
Chicago
too.
was able to do. Because Caruso getting 10 fucking assists, fucking DeRozan going up for fucking 40, LaVine almost touching 30. I'm
And
excited for it.
shooting only 13 times or whatever to get there.
Yeah, I'm
Like that's
excited.
huge.
I like this is Billy Donovan, old school Gator ball. We're used to Corey Brew. I'm excited as fuck for this series. If it's 1-1, this is probably the one series in this first round that I think could go past 6 games.
Yeah, and I
Go
hope it
past five
does.
games.
That'd be awesome.
I don't think any of them will go past 5. I think there'll be 4-1s, or we'll have this one that will go past 5.
Yeah, so I'm game for it too. I'm excited. All these games are really awesome. It's gonna be fun. I did want to, like I said, I had a headline that I wanted to talk about. The reason I wanted to save it for the end is one, because we can make it our shout out at the end, unless you have one that you want to do. But two, it's just a sport that we don't talk about all that often. But the Tyson Fury fight is this weekend, and he has been very adamant that it's his last fight, that he's going to retire. And that would be really sad. Tyson Fury is undefeated. We know he had that stupid draw against Deontay Wilder, but he backed it up with a dominating performance and then another dominating performance. So if he wins, which he should win pretty easily, but he's going to be fighting in London. He's obviously a gypsy. So from there, not London, I don't believe, but from over in that world, he's playing at Wembley, fighting at Wembley. I keep saying playing. He's going to go out. He's going to win. And I think he's going to toy with him, because they asked him and he said, the only thing that I don't want is like a knockout in the first or second round. He goes, This is going to be my last fight. I want it to be fun. I wanted
I didn't hear
to
that.
go on. So he's going to be picking this dude apart. I saw him practicing southpaw, so he might fight him left-handed. He might just do whatever the hell he wants. But yeah, he said he's going to retire. So it's really sad. I will make sure that I steal this fight this weekend. Sorry, pay-per-view boxing, but I don't pay for you. And I will be watching because I got to be able to sing "Sweet Caroline" one more time.
Yeah, I'm happy. It's a 2 o'clock fight, so it's 11
Yeah.
in the morning for you, right?
Yeah. I got to be able to sing it one more time with him after he beats the mess out of somebody. And
I might get emotional real
so I'm
quick.
excited for it though. But it's so crazy because that man is like if my dad tried to go be a boxer, like he does not look
Yeah.
like a boxer. I love
Dude,
it, dude.
and the way he's transcended this sport in the last 5 years,
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything about this being his last ride. That sucks, man.
A lot of people think he's just talking shit, but he seems. I watched
He
a little
doesn't seem
clip
like
of the
one of
video.
those guys that just talk shit though.
Yeah.
Like he's about his shit. And then maybe he's gonna stop to try to help out his brother who keeps getting punked.
Yeah, maybe he'll sign up for one more fight to beat the shit out of Jake Paul.
But man, that sucks. But yeah, he should be the fuck out of dude Saturday. I already have my earbuds packed because I have to work until 1 a.m. Yeah, so I have my earbuds packed. I have to be there at fucking 1. So I'm excited. The fight should be around 3:30, 4 o'clock Eastern time. But man, I didn't know that was the last one. That's kind of sobering. So
that's what it sounds like.
yeah, I'm excited for it. It should be fun. He, besides that last one with a Wilder, when it seemed like his hands were in his wrist of his gloves, he's been a funny guy who just beats the fuck out of people with his hands, and it's been awesome to see. And yeah, man, that's all I gotta say. If this is ready, send us out on this.
So I'm excited to watch that. Everybody make sure you try to watch it if you can. If you've never seen the Gypsy King fight, he's really fun. He licks people's blood. He like kisses their neck and shit. So he has a fun time. And he's also an amazing fighter. Obviously, he's like 33-0. So and he's the belt holder. So watch it, pick it apart, find the highlights at least, and be able to watch this man go out on top if that's the way he wants to go out. And I'm excited for it. So shout out to Tyson Fury. Do what you love, man. He was a drug addict. We could talk more about him if he actually does retire, but he was a drug addict. He thought he was dead. He was suicidal. He was depressed. He was all this shit. And now he's the heavyweight champ of the world and multiple times over. So don't give up just because you think it's bleak and it's looking bad, but be like Tyson Fury. And as always, be a stud, not a scrub.